Well, I guess we get to see if this puts the 400 in 400 Sport. Oh, wow. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new Infiniti Q50 Red 400 Sport. Before getting this video though, as always, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Dowling Infiniti here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Q50. I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Cam. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 that goes through a 7-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 350 pound-feet of torque. And yes, this is the same engine that's in the new Nissan 400Z. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood here, you guys can see it's flat there in the center and it's kind of raised off on either side. Coming down below, notice that the grille is all blacked out. You got the Infiniti logo in the center, and then you guys can see those cool LED daytime running lights that are wrapped around the headlights. And then everything on the bottom is also kind of blacked out, so it kind of all comes together, looks cool. Also, it does have fog lights. And yeah, I mean, look at this compared to like a regular Q50, looks pretty cool. Come around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 245/40/19 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see cool metallic gray for the coloration. And then you got those red brake calipers, which there's a closer look at that. But yeah, it looks good. And then taking a look at the full side profile here, those wheels pop out quite a bit. You got some chrome trim on the door handles, and then the mirrors are blacked out as well as the window trim. And then I find this very interesting. It's gray, and look how it kind of like loops there at the end. So here's our key fob. You guys can see the Infiniti logo there at the top. We have our remote start function, our lock function, our unlock function, then the opening for the trunk. And opening up the trunk, you guys can see this is the big benefit of the Q50. You've got quite a bit of storage space back here, so it's very practical. And then when you're all done, just plop it back down, and then you guys can see all of the badges here, including the taillights too. Pretty cool look. Notice we got the Infiniti badge, and then it's kind of hard to see in camera because of all the white, but there's an Infiniti logo below that. And then we have our all-wheel drive badge. So there's nothing to really signify this is the 400, which is pretty interesting. But anyways, look at the exhaust tip covers here on the back. Those look cool. They're the same as what you have on the new Nissan Z, actually. And overall, you know, this is actually a pretty good looking sedan. Now, I will say I do prefer the styling on the Q60. As you guys can see, the coupe look is, I mean, this is obviously more practical, but the coupe look is pretty cool. Now here's a quick look at the door panel. You guys can see like the silver trim here at the top, and then look at the carbon fiber down below. And then I really like this leather trim as well. Contrasted red stitching, definitely a cool design. And then taking a look at the seat itself, you can see really nice leather here, and look down below, got a really cool quilted design on it. And again, more of that red stitching. Legroom here in the back is solid. Got a little storage pocket right there. Some vents here in the center, and then you guys can see USB ports down below that. And then headroom's also solid back here. And we have a cup holder armrest. Now with the front door panel, you guys can see again, really nice leather trim all over. Look at the stitching yet again, and then the silver trim, and then the carbon fiber. All of our window controls, which all of them are actually automatic, which is cool. The mirrors, they do power fold in. You've got memory seat functionality too, and then you got blind spot monitoring for the mirrors. And then the front seats have that same cool design where it's like quilted on the bolsters, which is really cool. You've got the red stitching, and then we have all of our power adjustments as well. Nice finish here on the pedals. Steering wheel is power adjustable, and then you got like the stability control and then the opening for the trunk. So here is the steering wheel, really nice leather trim all around. You got the red stitching here in the center portion. Paddle shifters here on the back for that 7-speed automatic. You've got some controls for that center stack, and then other controls for that center stack over there. Adaptive cruise control, so that's a bunch of nice safety tech. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. Now here is the gauge cluster. You can see it's like warning me that it's cold outside. Thank you. But anyways, you can see different bits of info here on the car, pretty standard stuff. But when I change the drive modes, notice that it shows me here in the center. We have a bunch of different drive modes. You got a personal, sport plus, sport, standard, eco, and then a snow mode as well. And they also have cool animations here on this screen for all of those drive modes. And speaking of that screen, this is where the backup camera is. So we do have trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And if I put it into park and then press the camera button, you guys can see it pops up. So it has a very nice 360 camera system. And then you can see the map view as well. I control that all via a dial, so pretty interesting system to say the least. So here is the infotainment screen. You guys can see response time when I click on the screen is actually really solid. We've got analog climate controls on either side, dual zone climate system, heated seats for the front, heated steering wheel, and I like there's analog controls. It's pretty cool. And then I like the carbon fiber trim on either side. That also looks good. We got this little storage thing right here, as you can see. And then here is our shifter for that 7-speed automatic transmission. Again, got the red stitching. And then this is the analog control for, well, the only control for the top screen, rather. Drive mode select, which looks pretty cool. Again, the carbon fiber trim kind of continues throughout. And then so does the leather trim as well. And then here's the center console, by the way. Tons of USBs and nice. And you guys can see here with the red stitching and everything, goes all over. And then, wow, nice glove box. Up top, we've got a sunglass holder, and then you guys can see here with the sunroof as well, and then just a darker colored headliner. So here's our window sticker for this Q50. You guys can see almost everything is standard. We do have a few options, and then there's your total MSRP, $62,335, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear as well. And let's set off. Oh, setting off in the Q50. First off, tons of torque, that is for sure. Now you guys know that I had quite a bit of time with the new Nissan Z, and so I'm pretty familiar with this engine from just driving it all the time. It keeps telling me that it's cold outside. It's like, okay, I get it. And also, there's no one in the back seat, but it's giving me seatbelt warnings. I'm confused. Anyways, ride quality is really smooth with this. Let's see if I can actually clear those so that you can... Okay, there we go. Yeah, ride quality is really smooth, and seat cover is actually pretty good as well. My favorite seat is still that seat in the QX50. That seat was so comfortable in that. But yeah, this is still a really comfortable luxury car. Like, it does a really good job at being a luxury car, frankly. And see how the steering kind of feels. Yeah, it's light enough. Yeah, the big thing though is this engine sounds cool, and it responds really well. It's just like, it's pretty dang torquey, and I don't know, I like it. I like the sound, I like the feel. It's starting to, again, remind me of the Nissan Z. That was one of the coolest cars. Yeah, the suspension's so compliant with this. I think that's one of the big takeaways from this so far for me, is just how comfortable this is. Okay, so continuing along, I think going over the train tracks here will really show you guys just how comfortable this actually is. So coming through here, look at this. Yeah, they've done a really good job with the suspension. Oh, it's so responsive. I actually want to pop into the manual mode, so I'm still in the standard mode here. So it's probably not going to be as aggressive with the shifts. It's still pretty good though with those shifts, that is for sure. Okay, so coming through here, I'm in the Sport Plus setting, and the steering's light, but it's actually pretty direct. So I think they've done a pretty good job with the whole steering setup. Brakes are actually really good too. So yeah, they've done a pretty solid job with this overall. And well, I guess we get to see if this puts the 400 in 400 Sport. Oh wow. Yeah, it shoves you back in your seat pretty hard. And that wasn't even full throttle, that was like partial. Wow, this thing's quick. I'm gonna slow down here a little bit. I want to see if the shifts are more responsive in this. Yeah, that all-wheel drive really puts down the power too. Yeah, this thing's fun. This thing's really fun, actually. You know, I thought that since I've had the chance to drive the new Z, I wouldn't be all that impressed with a big floaty sedan that has the same engine, same power, but I am. I'm pretty dang impressed with this. This thing's fun. So here's the deal, right? You know, I know a lot of people are going to be like, BMW, Audi, Mercedes, right? It's kind of the go-to for this particular segment, right? Luxury sedan. But you know, I think if you just want something that's comfortable, reliable, fun, fast, that's what this gives you. You don't necessarily get the reliability side of things from Audi, Mercedes, or BMW, but this, I mean, this powertrain has been around for a while, And the transmission too, like a lot of the stuff in this car has been around for some time. And so, and you know, overall Infinitis, you know, for the most part are actually really reliable, especially with their V6s. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is a pretty fun performance sedan. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Q50. And with that being said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Dowley Infiniti here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Q50. Check out the info in the description down below. As for Cam, if you have any questions, I'll see you.